Hello everyone, welcome to part 1 of my Zero playthrough. We're getting right in here. I chose Zero, I think I missed a slight second. But we find out something super interesting right away. Like, right away. And that is that Zero's is a creation of Dr. Wily. Interestingly enough. That's interesting, and they'll play up more of that in X5, and then they'll just completely forget about it, which is disappointing. I've been always hoping for Mega Man X9 for a while, and hopefully they would play up on that some more. But I'm not holding my hopes up. But Zero's a good guy, and this is Mega Man X3, you were able to play as Zero in a roundabout way. But here you have full access to Zero, and he is a monster in this game. I love Zero. I think he's fucking awesome. And, yeah. But don't get too excited, though. I mean, they get super excited, but don't get too excited for anything new. There's only one thing, and it's Iris instead of Double. But everything else is the same. Music might be a little bit different, I think, in this game. I need to change my options. Okay, so... Alright, I'm cool with that. I should have done that off screen, but I didn't. By the way, I tried to get the black Zero, but I failed apparently, so oops. Zero has a dash ability. He is a sword. He is a melee combat, and unlike Mega Man X3, he does not have a buster. He is pure swordplay, and I love it. I'm all here for it. I love Zero so much in this game. I think he's fucking awesome. And I love playing as Zero in every Mega Man game from here to X6, and alright. But this is basically the same. I mean, there's nothing new here. You get a little bit of different dialogue. You get a little bit different dialogue with the Mavericks and stuff, so there is something that changes. Nothing like crazy gameplay-wise, in terms of the levels themselves. Obviously, Zero's completely different. You don't really get weapons the same way. You get techniques. Some are good, some definitely aren't. So really, your order that you want to go in is completely up to you. Yes, some bosses have still weaknesses still. Not all of them, though. But honestly, I'm probably not gonna go in too much of a big weakness, in too much of a big weakness order. As a matter of fact, you're gonna see it from the get-go. I'm just gonna do what I want to do. I don't even know. I'm probably gonna go a little bit different of a strategy here, because remember, unlike the X, you don't get armor upgrades. So all you're getting is heart tanks and the E and the weapon and sub tanks, energy sub tanks. So, in order to avoid any and all backtracking, you go Magma Dragoon first. Are you okay? Zero. And this is a new cutscene though. You don't get this with Zero, with X. And, so he's sort of here to save Iris. And you get a little bit more like, oh, this could be Reploid 4. It's unlike X where it just kind of, they just say it, and it's not really, doesn't make a lot of sense. In Zero's story, some things make a little bit more sense. It's still not a good story, but you do get some interesting tidbits of information, obviously. You still fight this guy. He's still a little bitch. Obviously, the thing with Zero And what makes him a bit harder, especially as you're learning him, is he is the melee combat. So you're almost bound to take more damage. Zero. So another interesting difference here is Zero and Colonel know each other. They're like friends. Like they're kind of like comrades. They don't hate each other. Where X and Colonel, there was an antagonistic feel a little bit. Like they didn't really know each other. But Zero and Colonel know each other. Don't worry, we still have you still have the dumb, we're not dropping weapons. You're not a Maverick. Like, again, it's, you know, if you it is dumb. It's very, very dumb. Damn, this isn't good, Colonel. They may decide the entire Reploid force is a group of Mavericks. That's true. But we are... I'm just gonna save over this one. That was my test playthrough. As you saw, I had Black Zero on the other one. I screwed up the code in this one. Cutscenes, the identical here.
Brave soldiers of Reploid, we have all been wrongfully judged as mavericks by the humans.
One cutscene you didn't see, when you do in the Zero scene, you didn't see the Sigma and General scene. This cutscene's the exact same, so we're just gonna skip this. We don't need to see this. But here we are, and now Iris, instead of Double, is here. Which, there's a little bit of retcon if you've ever played Extreme 2 on the Game Boy. Iris is one of their mission organizers, and Iris is the Colonel's sister, as you might have seen in the cutscenes. Iris is trying to stop Zero and Colonel from fighting. She's trying to be the voice of reason. And it's just, you know, Zero is a bit of a fighting machine. And, you know, the idea is that he does what he thinks right. He is, unlike X, he's not afraid to do what is necessary. At all. You know, he don't care. Okay. So again, like I said, we're gonna go in a little bit different order. I'm actually gonna go back of a Dragoon first. Obviously, the same applies here that it applied in the X playthrough. You can go into his battle with a mech armor, and who doesn't like that? Still badass music. One of my favorite tracks in the entire game, by the way. I didn't really mention that when we were playing before. This is also probably the hardest level in the game, in terms of platforming. So if you're not good at platforming, I would not recommend, I would not, maybe not come to this level first. May not be the wisest decision for you. Ooh. That got a little funky. I really don't know how to stop getting hit by it. And you still blow up a bunch of doors. But we're already in part 2, and same as before, you start with your house again and everything. So don't worry about taking hits in the first area. Typically, as long as you make it without dying, you're good to go. I don't know if I can get this. I think I can. Yeah, you can. Ah! I got hit. Again, heart tank over here. You don't need the air dash, although the air dash makes it a lot easier, admittedly. I feel like the stage is harder. One thing that I really didn't touch on, because I wasn't down that low in health typically, is you have a lot of you have dialogue when they get into the yellow. They'll say like something. Zero says it's not over yet, and X says it's time to get furious, which is awful. All right, this is actually not going to be a fun battle for me. I think. I need to beat him with the riot armor because I have like no health, and Magma Dragoon with Zero is really hard. Alright, it's really you. Why did you betray us? Answer me, Dragoon. I have no answer for you, my friend. Now, interestingly enough, in this scenario, if you remember with X, he wanted to fight X. He does not want to fight Zero. He wanted to fight X. So he's not getting his wish here. I'm probably gonna die here. Yep, that was... I forgot I didn't have air dash. So now I gotta fight him without mech armor, and it's gonna get hard. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do this. You don't have to go through the cutscenes, I'll He does so much damage to you. The Habookens do so much damage. I'm dead. Okay. I may game over. If I do, I'm gonna switch out here. I will come back when I defeat Magma Dragoon. Okay. So I did game over. I came in with the riot armor. I played it a little bit smarter, and I got the victory. And it was not easy. One thing I forgot to mention about Zero is he's a bit of a glass cannon. He takes more damage, I believe. I wanted to defeat you. Then he appeared. He who? He told me to give me the power only if I worked it. So, more or less, he kind of said he wants to attack you, but if you remember from the beginning of the fight, you really want X, but Magma Dragoon's dead, and that is probably the hardest battle you're gonna have. But again, the Mavericks are a little bit harder with Zero because of the nature of, just kind of the nature of Zero with his close combat. Now, if you're really good, you can do something called a dash saber cancel or saber dash cancel, and you can just absolutely wreck bosses. I don't know how to do that well. I understand the technique, but I don't know how to do it well. I don't know if I'm not fast enough, but it's really, really hard. But you can absolutely. So now we're gonna go a bit of a weakness order. We're gonna go to Frost Walrus. Frost Walrus still weak to the. I want to change his. I'm gonna go back into the pause menu real quick. Back switch options. So learn move. It should be X. Zero. For most weapons, he does get one that has it, but for most weapons, Zero does not have weapon energy like X. Same thing here. You do kill it the same way. You might die if you're not careful there. This is actually a pretty useful weapon for him since he's already a melee combat. It makes sense for him to have this Shoryuken type move that X gets from Mega Man X2. It makes a lot more sense. X does kind of have a similar move with his charged up version of his fire weapon. But nonetheless, so Zero though, Zero, as mentioned, Zero's a glass can. Zero is definitely a harder game. He's you know, it is what it is. It's not. Still wouldn't say it's excessively hard. Oh, I don't have the double jump. I can't get this. Honestly, I'm probably not gonna get this with Zero. I'm not gonna lie. You really don't need this. You really don't need that, so I'm not gonna grab it. You need the double jump though. So I probably should have went a different route, honestly, but I didn't. So here we are. It is what it is. It is what it is. I don't know. Maybe after I get the other 8 Mavericks, I'll come grab this. I'll do it off screen though. You know where it's at. We got it already in the X playthrough. You don't need to see me get it again unless you really want to. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I'll show you the technique. But again, Chill Penguin in the background there, which I think is a really cool touch. Once again. This guy is weak to the fire. It's a little bit more difficult to hit him with the fire here. But not by a lot. You are going to take more damage, so my recommendation... Oh, man, if you do it right, though, you could do some mega damage to him. You want to stay a little bit away and kind of go into him without getting too close, because you can get... You can take some bad damage there. Probably like kill that guy. So like I said, no, there's not really changes in there's not really gonna be changes in where things are. So like all your weapon tanks and energy sub tanks are gonna be in the same spots. You don't have to worry about that. There's a weapon tank. Again, for Zero, it's probably even more useless. Honestly, it's even more useless for Zero than it is X, and for X, it's pretty damn useless. Again, Zero does have one, more or less his Giga attack, basically, is what it counts to. But, yeah, you don't really need the weapon tank. It's fairly useless. Oh, I thought we were going to see it. I don't think we saw it at all with X, but I should have let him do it, just to show it off, but I didn't feel like it. Alright, so we are on the Frost Walrus stage here, and our last Maverick of the part, as we'll kick his ass. What's up, Wall? I don't like you. What's up? What's that blind kid up to? I don't have time for you, Junior. Hey, shut up and fight already. Again, Zero's personality is a lot more fight than X's is. Than X's is. I'll be honest with you, I'm pretty sure I took a kind of a shitty route here. Because I should have thought about going to Split Mushroom to get the double jump at minimum. And get the air dash, which I don't exactly remember how to do it. I don't remember who has the dash itself, honestly. I feel like I had the air dash after Split Mushroom, but maybe not. There we go. There we go. Again, Zero, bit of a glass can, gonna take a lot of hits with them. And I will say, I will get out of the way now. The Sigma battles are tougher. At least the final phase. They are tougher with Zero than they are with X, in my opinion. But if you get used to Zero, he's really a fun play, and I would recommend it. Yay! Down. So this is down in your special move, and it does a ice dive attack. And well, if you remember who was weak to ice, you know where we're gonna start next part, because we're getting it out of the way early, which is completely fine with me. But that's gonna do it here for part 1 of the Zero playthrough of Mega Man X4. I have been Zunker. Like, comment, subscribe below. Until next time, everybody. Deuces.